What if you could hike across steaming lava fields and walk among shining icebergs all in a single day? Welcome to Iceland, a land where every corner holds something extraordinary and unforgettable. Whether you're planning your next adventure or simply curious about Iceland, you're in for a treat. In this documentary, you'll first learn some fun facts about Iceland and then discover its unreal wonders, fiery volcanoes, and breathtaking landscapes. Fun facts about Iceland. One of the most fascinating features of Iceland is the complete absence of mosquitoes, allowing visitors to explore its pristine landscapes without interruption. Geologically, it is situated atop the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, where the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates drift apart. This natural wonder enables visitors to dive between continents at Þingvellir National Park, a site of both beauty and scientific significance. Settled by Norse Vikings in the 9th century, Iceland has preserved its ancient language, allowing modern Icelanders to read Viking sagas much as their ancestors did. Icelandic traditions also stand out, with its naming system based on patronyms or matronyms instead of family surnames. Folklore remains a vibrant part of daily life, as many Icelanders believe in elves and hidden folk, even adjusting road conditions to avoid disturbing their supposed habitats. Powered almost entirely by renewable geothermal and hydroelectric energy, Iceland boasts some of the world's purest tap water. Its iconic Icelandic horses, known for their tolkei, are fiercely protected and can never return if they leave the island. Summers bring the midnight sun, bathing this magical land in continuous daylight, further enhancing its mystical charm. The best places in Iceland. Fagradalsfjall Volcano. Rising from the Reykjanes Peninsula, Fagradalsfjall marks Iceland's newest active volcanic system. After lying dormant for 6,000 years, it dramatically awakened in March 2021, creating a spectacular fissure eruption that lasted 6 months. Unlike many Icelandic volcanoes, this one is easily accessible, just an hour's drive from Reykjavik. The eruption created a surreal landscape of fresh, black lava fields stretching across the valley. What makes this volcano unique is its relatively gentle nature. Instead of explosive eruptions, It produces flowing lava fountains and streams, allowing visitors to safely witness the raw power of Earth's inner forces. The dark, rippled surface of cooled lava tells the story of its recent activity, with steam still rising from cracks in the ground. The hiking trail to the viewing point crosses ancient lava fields, offering glimpses of how the landscape evolves after volcanic activity. Jökulsárlón. Nestled between Vatnajökull Glacier and the Atlantic Ocean, Jökulsárlón stands as Iceland's deepest and most dramatic glacial lagoon. Ancient ice breaks off from Breiðamerkurjökull Glacier in massive chunks, creating a surreal display of floating icebergs. Each berg tells its own story through its unique shape and color. From crystal clear ice to deep blue hues, even black stripes formed by ancient volcanic ash. The icebergs drift slowly through the lagoon, eventually making their way to the nearby Dynjandi beach, where they wash up on black sand like scattered gems. Seals frequently appear between the ice, curious about visitors who gather at the shore. The lagoon is relatively young, formed in the 1930s when the glacier began retreating. It continues to grow larger each year as climate change accelerates the ice melt. The interaction of fresh glacial water and seawater creates unique conditions, making the lagoon's color shift between milky blue and deep navy. Fjaðrárgljúfur Canyon. Deep in Iceland's southeast, Fjaðrárgljúfur stretches like a serpentine tear in the earth. The canyon walls rise dramatically for 200 meters, their surfaces smoothed and sculpted by glacial meltwater over thousands of years. The mossy cliffs appear almost otherworldly, with curved walls and jutting rock formations that seem to defy gravity. A gentle stream still flows at the bottom, though it's hard to imagine this small waterway carved such an impressive gorge. Several viewing platforms dot the rim, offering different perspectives of this 2-kilometer-long natural wonder. The canyon gained worldwide attention after appearing in Justin Bieber's music video, leading to such an influx of visitors that authorities had to temporarily close it to protect the delicate vegetation. Millennia of erosion have created numerous small caves and hideaways in the canyon walls. Dynjandi. Cascading down a mountainside in the remote West Fjords, Dynjandi dominates the landscape like a giant bridal veil. The waterfall's distinctive trapezoidal shape spans 100 meters at its base but narrows to just 30 meters at its crest, creating a series of 7 distinct tiers. The name means thundering in Icelandic, and it's well earned. The sound of 180 cubic meters of water per second crashing down the ancient basalt steps can be heard from kilometers away. Each tier of the falls has its own character and name, though most visitors focus on the massive main cascade. The surrounding cliffs were formed during the Ice Age, carved by massive glaciers that once covered the entire region. A hiking trail leads visitors up alongside the falls, offering increasingly dramatic views of both the waterfall and the pristine Arnarfjörður fjord below. Hvítserkur. Rising from the shallow waters of Hunaflói Bay, Hvítserkur stands as a 15-meter basalt monolith shaped by centuries of ocean erosion. Local folklore claims it's a petrified troll caught by daylight, but geologists see it as the remains of an ancient volcanic plug. Two holes at its base create a distinctive arch formation, earning the rock its nickname, the Drinking Dragon, as it appears to be bending down to take a sip from the sea. The base has been reinforced with concrete to prevent further erosion, preserving this natural sculpture for future generations. During low tide, visitors can walk out onto the black sand beach for a closer look, while high tide transforms it into an island, attracting seabirds that use it as a resting place. The rock's dark surface is often white with bird droppings, which gave it its name. Hvítserkur means white shirt in Icelandic. Námaskarð. Just beyond Lake Mývatn, Námaskarð presents an apocalyptic landscape of steam vents and bubbling mud pots. This geothermal field's distinctive orange and red colors come from mineral-rich clay deposits and sulfur crystals that coat the ground. Steam hisses constantly from fumaroles, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that's more reminiscent of Mars than of Earth. The ground itself is unstable, with a maze of wooden walkways guiding visitors safely through the field of steam vents. The intense smell of sulfur fills the air. Locals call this area Hell's Kitchen due to its pungent aroma and constant cooking activity. The temperature beneath the surface reaches extreme levels, causing groundwater to boil and create these dynamic geological features. No vegetation survives in this harsh environment, creating a stark contrast with the green hills visible in the distance. Stuðlagil Canyon. Hidden in East Iceland's highlands, Stuðlagil reveals one of Earth's finest displays of basalt columns. Until 2009, these formations lay mostly underwater, concealed by the Jökla River. But when a hydroelectric project reduced the water flow, it unveiled a geological masterpiece. The canyon walls are lined with perfectly symmetrical hexagonal columns, stacked like giant organ pipes reaching heights of over 30 meters. Their dark gray color creates a stark contrast with the vivid blue-green glacier water flowing below. Some columns stand straight up, while others twist at impossible angles, showcasing how the ancient lava cooled at different rates. The basalt formations were created by lava flows that cooled slowly and uniformly about 8 to 9 million years ago. Rauðasandur Beach. Unlike Iceland's typical black sand beaches, Rauðasandur stretches for 10 kilometers in shades of red, orange, and gold. These unique colors come from pulverized scallop shells that have accumulated over thousands of years rather than the usual volcanic minerals. The beach's appearance shifts dramatically with the weather and light conditions, from deep rust red during dry spells to pale pink when wet. Towering cliffs frame the coastline, providing nesting sites for thousands of seabirds, including the famous puffins during summer months. In the distance, Latrebjarg bird cliffs form a dramatic backdrop, while the waters of Breiðafjörður Bay stretch toward Greenland. The beach's rare beauty comes with an element of danger. Powerful tides can quickly transform the vast expanse of sand into sea, requiring visitors to check tide tables carefully. A small black church, Saurbæjarkirkja, stands near the beach, its dark form creating a striking contrast against the colorful sand. Hengifoss. Deep in East Iceland, Hengifoss plunges 128 meters down a layered rock face, making it one of Iceland's highest waterfalls. What makes this cascade truly remarkable is the distinctive geology behind it. The cliff face reveals dramatic red clay bands between layers of dark basalt, creating a striking striped pattern. These red stripes were formed by iron oxidation between volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. The journey to the falls follows a steep path along the gorge, offering views of another waterfall, Lóndrangar, which is framed by tall hexagonal basalt columns. The thin water stream of Hengifoss appears to hang suspended against the banded cliff, giving the falls their name, which means hanging waterfall. During winter, parts of the falls freeze into massive ice columns, while in summer, the low volume of water creates a delicate, almost ethereal effect. Small caves have formed beyond the waterfall where the softer layers have eroded away, leaving the harder basalt layers protruding like natural shelves. Vestmannaeyjar. Off the southern coast of Iceland, Vestmannaeyjar emerges from the North Atlantic as a collection of volcanic islands born from undersea eruptions. The archipelago consists of one inhabited island, Heimaey, surrounded by 15 smaller, uninhabited outposts. In 1973, a violent volcanic eruption transformed Heimaey dramatically. Molten lava poured through the town, burying hundreds of homes and nearly closing the vital fishing harbor. The locals fought back by spraying seawater on the advancing lava, successfully saving the port. Today, these black lava fields serve as foundations for modern homes. The islands are a crucial nesting ground for millions of puffins, earning Vestmannaeyjar the title of Puffin Capital of the World. The surrounding cliffs have been sculpted by waves into remarkable formations, including the famous Elephant Rock, where erosion has carved an uncanny elephant's head from volcanic stone. The archipelago continues to grow. Its youngest island, Surtsey, emerged from the sea in 1963 during a submarine eruption, providing scientists a unique opportunity to study how life colonizes new land. Háifoss. In a remote valley of southern Iceland, Háifoss thunders down 122 meters, making it Iceland's third highest waterfall. Twin cascades dominate the scene. Háifoss and its neighbor Grani, meaning neighbor, plunge side by side into a dramatic ancient canyon carved by glacial floods. The dark basalt walls frame the falls in layers of volcanic rock, each stripe representing a different eruption from Iceland's violent past. From the viewing point, the scale becomes apparent. The falls are so high that the water often turns to mist before reaching the bottom of the gorge. The name Háifoss simply means high waterfall in Icelandic, named during a time when it was believed to be Iceland's highest. The surrounding landscape appears nearly untouched by human development, with rugged highland terrain stretching toward the distant Hekla volcano. During summer evenings, the setting sun casts the falls in golden light, while in winter, the reduced flow often freezes into stunning ice formations. Lóndrangar. Rising dramatically from the sea on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, Lóndrangar's twin basalt peaks stand like ancient castle towers guarding the coast. These volcanic plugs are remnants of a crater that has been eroded away by the ocean, leaving only the hardest core of rock behind. The taller spire reaches 75 meters above the sea, while its companion stands at 61 meters. Local folklore suggests these rocks are home to supernatural beings, including elves who light fires at their peaks during winter nights. The cliffs around Lóndrangar serve as nesting grounds for various seabirds, including kittiwakes and northern fulmars. Early Icelanders used these peaks as navigation markers, their distinctive silhouette visible from far out at sea. The rock formations are particularly striking at sunset when they cast long shadows across the black sand beach below. Climbers occasionally attempt to scale these natural towers, though most visitors content themselves with viewing the formations from the well-maintained hiking trail above. Sigöldugljúfur. Tucked away in Iceland's highlands, Sigöldugljúfur earns its nickname Valley of Tears from the dozens of waterfalls that cascade down its moss-covered walls. This hidden canyon reveals itself as a surprise to visitors exploring the rugged highland roads near the Sigöldugljúfur power station. What makes this location unique is not any single waterfall, but rather the mesmerizing sight of multiple falls, some narrow, others wide, all tumbling into the turquoise waters below. The vivid blue color of the river comes from glacial minerals suspended in the water, creating a striking contrast against the green moss and dark volcanic rock. The canyon itself was carved by glacial floods thousands of years ago, but today's waterfalls are partially fed by the region's hydroelectric operations. Modern water management has actually enhanced the scene, creating this unusual concentration of falls. Reykjanes Geopark. Spanning the entire Reykjanes Peninsula, this UNESCO Global Geopark showcases the raw power of the mid-Atlantic ridge where two continents drift apart. The landscape is a geological textbook come to life, with steam vents, mud pools, and endless fields of twisted lava formations. At Gunugver, Iceland's largest mud pot roars with geothermal energy, sending clouds of steam into the air. The bridge between continents spans a visible fissure where the European and North American plates separate by roughly 2 centimeters each year. Near Lake Kleifarvatn, the ground literally boils. The Kvísvík geothermal area presents a colorful display of mineral deposits in bright yellows and reds. The newest addition appeared in 2021 when Fagradalsfjall Volcano erupted, creating fresh lava fields that still steam in places. Along the coast, the waves have carved dramatic cliffs, while inland, the moon-like landscape is broken only by vibrant green moss growing on ancient lava flows. Ófærufoss. Hidden deep within Eldgjá, the world's largest volcanic canyon, Ófærufoss splits into two distinct cascades that tumble over dark volcanic cliffs. Until 1993, the lower falls were famous for a natural stone bridge that spanned them, creating an iconic photo opportunity before it collapsed during spring thaws. The waterfall's name means impassable falls, referring to the challenging terrain that once made it nearly impossible to reach. The surrounding canyon walls tell the story of a massive eruption from 934 AD when a 30-kilometer fissure tore open the earth, creating the largest flood basalt in historical times. Eldgjá's dark rocks contrast sharply with patches of green moss that have taken hold in sheltered areas. The falls are most dramatic during the spring melt when glacial runoff swells the volume of water, though summer brings easier access via the rough highland roads. Hornstrandir Nature Reserve. Perched on Iceland's northernmost peninsula, Hornstrandir stands as one of Europe's last true wilderness areas. Abandoned by its last year-round residents in the 1950s, this remote reserve has become a sanctuary where Arctic foxes roam freely, unafraid of human presence. Sheer bird cliffs rise 500 meters straight from the sea, hosting one of the largest seabird colonies in the North Atlantic. The landscape here bears no roads, no shops, no permanent settlements, only hiking trails threading through pristine tundra vegetation. Summer brings an explosion of Arctic flowers, thriving during the brief growing season under the midnight sun. The peninsula's isolation and harsh climate have preserved a unique ecosystem. It's one of the few places where plants haven't been grazed by sheep for decades. Access is limited to summer months when boats can safely navigate the unpredictable waters, and visitors must be entirely self-sufficient. During winter, the entire reserve disappears under deep snow, with only the jagged peaks of Hornbjarg cliffs piercing through the white blanket. Kvernufoss. Tucked away in a hidden gorge near its famous neighbor Skógafoss, Kvernufoss descends 30 meters in a graceful ribbon of water. The fall's name comes from the old grain mill Skvernir that once operated in the area. What makes this waterfall special is the path that leads behind it. A narrow ledge allows visitors to stand in a natural cave behind the cascade, watching the water create a curtain of mist before them. During winter months, ice formations cling to the cliff faces, creating natural sculptures around the falls. The approach requires a short hike through a small canyon where walls of moss-covered basalt rise on both sides. Despite being just a few minutes from the ring road, Kvernufoss remains relatively unknown, offering a peaceful alternative to Iceland's more crowded waterfalls. The surrounding cliffs showcase typical Icelandic geology, with distinct layers of rock marking different volcanic eruptions through time. Tjörnin. At the heart of Reykjavik, Tjörnin forms a serene lake that mirrors the city's colorful buildings and ever-changing sky. Despite its natural appearance, this body of water was partially constructed, transformed from a mixture of pond and marshland into the geometric shape seen today. The lake never completely freezes due to geothermal heating and serves as a gathering spot for over 40 species of birds, including swans, geese, and Arctic terns. During winter, locals congregate on the lake's edges to feed the waterfowl, a tradition so ingrained that it's earned Tjörnin the nickname the Bread Pond. The eastern shore hosts some of Iceland's most important buildings, including the City Hall, built partially over the water on stilts. In winter, when conditions allow, part of the lake transforms into a makeshift skating rink. Hraunfossar. Stretching for nearly a kilometer along a lava field, Hraunfossar presents one of Iceland's most unusual waterfall displays. Rather than plunging from a cliff, countless springs seep through porous lava rock, creating hundreds of tiny falls that emerge directly from the rock face. The name means lava falls, and these waters flow from an ancient lava field created by an eruption from beneath Langjökull Glacier. The crystal-clear water, filtered through centuries of volcanic rock, appears brilliantly blue against the dark lava wall. Nearby, its powerful neighbor Barnafoss thunders through a narrow rocky gorge, its name meaning Children's Falls, from a tragic folklore tale. During autumn, the scene becomes especially dramatic when the surrounding birch trees turn golden, creating a stunning contrast with the blue water and black lava. In winter, parts of the falls freeze into delicate ice formations, though some streams continue to flow year-round. Borgarfjörður. Stretching inland from Iceland's west coast, Borgarfjörður embodies the diverse landscapes that make Iceland remarkable. This wide fjord and its surrounding valley serve as a gateway to the country's interior, where Europe's most powerful hot spring, Þingvellir, releases clouds of steam into the air. The region's rivers teem with salmon, making it a prized destination for anglers during summer months. The historical settlement of Reykjanes lies at its heart, once home to a medieval chieftain and writer, Snorri Sturluson, whose ancient geothermal bath still exists. The area is dotted with evidence of volcanic activity. Grabarok crater rises prominently from the landscape, while Háifossar's unique lava-filled waterfalls cascade into the glacial river Hvítserkur. This is also where Iceland's Viking history comes alive through the settlement center in Borgarnes, telling tales of the first Norse arrivals. The fjord itself cuts deep into the landscape, its waters reflecting the surrounding mountains where, according to folklore, elves still maintain their hidden kingdoms in the rocks. Now that we've explored Iceland's extraordinary destinations, from the surreal lava fields of Fagradalsfjall Volcano to the glistening icebergs of Jökulsárlón and the cascading beauty of Dynjandi, it's your turn to decide. Which of these breathtaking places would you visit first? If these incredible landscapes have inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more adventures. Until next time, takk fyrir, thank you in Icelandic, and I'll see you in the next video.